Amendment rights, but there are literally tens of thousands of people who believe we need to go to more. Will you work with me, Representative Phillips?
Let me answer that. Mr. Stickland, the fate of your bill was cast when the Senate decided they were not going to take up constitutional carry. I'm not going to argue with you. Your fate was treated as how you treated members on this floor as it related to your legislation and other legislation. It's also how those that support your amendment have treated members of this House, their families, and our staff, that there is no reason when there's other members who've worked hard, who try to work with each other, they have to have a chance to have their hearing. They're going to get a hearing.
And Representative Phillips, I want you to understand and to ask you that you do understand that this is not about the way that anyone else acted. In my opinion, this is about the liberty of Texans that nothing should stand in front of.
And I appreciate that. Again,
will you work with me? Will you give my bill a hearing?
I've already answered that. Thank you, Mr. Stickland.
It has been a very busy session for House Speaker Dennis Bonnen, and at times very frustrating. The House Speaker has received death threats at his office and on Facebook.
I wanted to lead the Texas House, and I think we're doing it, but it's an extraordinary distraction.
The threats stem from legislation calling for allowing carrying guns without a license, and it didn't get a hearing.
It's been tough. I never envisioned the level of insane, continuous, vicious attack from these people that live out in the woods in a cave somewhere on an issue that simply is about letting a felon carry a gun.
Also frustrating for the House Speaker, the fact that he has a very pro-gun record. But Bonnen says he's focused on getting key priorities passed. The House just passed the Senate's property tax bill, and the House sent a school finance bill to the Senate.
We're doing a good job in public education, but we all believe we can do even better than we're already doing. So that bill is in the Senate. We're working with our friends in the Senate.
Lawmakers have just a few weeks to get this done. Bonnen is hopeful they will achieve those goals. And while this session has at times been personally difficult, he continues to look forward, saying the best part of the experience has been working with the members.
And that's one of the things I'm most proud of, is how respectfully the Texas House has operated. And I want to be clear, we've argued, we've disagreed, we've debated big issues, but we've done it with class and respect towards each other, which is, I think, what Texans expect. Make your argument, plead your case, stand your ground, but do it respectfully, and then come back and fight again the next day.
Julie Fine, NBC 5.
Recently, I have seen and been made aware of some of the most concerning behavior I have witnessed in my time as a legislator. I am saddened by the acts of a few individuals that have stolen the conversation about legislation that I deeply care about. I have been the recipient of bad behavior in the past, and I know the toll that it can take on legislators' families. Advocating for issues and bills are not only a good thing, but I believe it is the duty of every liberty-loving Texan. With that being said, there is a right way and a wrong way to influence the legislative process. Calling, writing, protesting, even showing up at the Capitol is something I strongly encourage. Campaigning and trying to replace those in office that you disagree with, it is as well. All of these things can and should be accomplished with respect and decency. There is never a time or place to physically threaten an elected official with violence. It is never okay or helpful to your cause to curse out their staff. It's never okay to target their homes or personal businesses when you know they are not in town. I want to thank the tens of thousands of Texans who are involved in the political process, and they're doing it the right way. We must all individually hold ourselves to the highest of standards in our fight for liberty.
Let me close by asking you this, because I think on behalf of the body, I think each of the 31 members talk about family, so we're concerned about their safety and political well-being. You're familiar that some of our colleagues have started receiving mailers from gun proponents in recent days.
Including myself, yes, sir.
You received one?
Asking me to vote for this bill, yes.
They don't know you're the sponsor? Anyway, I assume you don't approve of that.
Senator,
The
right to
campaigning and threatening of members
now that's a
while they're
different story.
doing their job, I think, is reprehensible. And a couple of them have actually been, people have gone to their home and physically offended them. So,
Senator, I'd like to stay on the bill, on the questions, if we could.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Senator, as you know, we have a right to free press. It is not a right to assault verbally in any manner, violate an individual, threaten an individual.
Sure.
Those are crimes and they should be prosecuted if they happen.
Well, I just hope you'll join with me and others to say that it's just not good to try to intimidate members to vote a certain way while we're meeting in this session.
I don't think any member on this floor can be intimidated to vote a particular way.
Well, I beg to differ, but that's your opinion. Thank you.